A blind lady at the ATM asked me to help her check her balance. Was her name Eileen? Did you take her balance after checking her balance? Then I robbed her. Bill Withers woulda helped her out. Lean on me. I guess her balance was insufficient. You might have gotten away with it this time, but I wouldn't bank on it. Your good deed has been immortalized by the video camera on the ATM. Are you today's date? You mean 10/10. Waited all year to post this, smiley face. I tried this line in January and it didn't go over too well. It's my birthday, so yes I am. The calendar was blushing after you said that, I'm sure, because you are an 8 October 10th. Dude playing the long game. That's some prime day jokery. I knew I should have waited for this week to make that joke. Aw, where did you see my pinned-up photos? Smiley face. Happy cake day op. Take my up dude D. Now I get yesterday 9/10. Jokes on you Emma 410. Oh a 10/10s1 the mathematician responded. Yeah you are the one I need. I replied. Lies I'm 7/10 on average and maybe 8/10 on a good day. Smiley face. Happy cake day IY. Unfortunately I'm last Sunday's date. It works even better in other I'm from Australia and over here it's the 11th. This explains why today is so perfect. Gay men usually have a lot of women friends, but lesbians rarely have a lot of straight male friends. I am straight. Two of my best friends, people I hung out with most days and didn't work with, were lesbians. The key was them figuring out I wasn't trying to F them because my kink is women who find me attractive. Slim pickings these fact they have to date women too, so there is a lot to talk about. Both of my friends took a more logical approach to argument and we commiserated about our partner's explosive emotions and loss of reason in arguments. Straight women tend to feel safe around gay, generally don't feel the same about straight men. Speaking only as a gay guy, homophobic women have never threatened to beat me to death in my bed. They just make a face and leave. TBH I feel this is a stereotype and not really true. I've had plenty of lesbian friends. I'm the author of Your Consent Is Not Required: The Rise in Psychiatric Detentions, Forced Treatment, and Abusive Guardianships. My book examines how mental health laws are used to police streets, manage schools, nursing homes, and other institutions, make profits, target whistleblowers and more. AMA, how do you feel about the increasingly common practice of printing information on the National Suicide Hotline at the bottom of news stories about suicide? Is there any real legislative effort to distinguish those who are a possible harm to themselves and those who are a possible harm to others? It's never felt fair that people who simply wish to end their own life should get lumped in with those who are homicidal. The line may blur, of course, but it's obviously not every situation. Why do you think the hospitalizations and certifications for mental health treatment have increased so highly in Canada in the past 2-3 decades? Kissing someone is liking someone so much that you want to taste them. So is going down on someone, except for puppies. They lick your face and mouth because they are instinctively searching for scraps of food. Tasting them is not the point of kissing for most people. I like you. And I like you. Want to smush our mouths together? Sure, eating pussy is a great way to taste someone. This is one of the reasons I don't date smokers. They make you smell bad, look worse and aged worse, sound worse, and taste bad. I'm sending this to my girlfriend Lamau. Kissing someone is liking someone so much that you want to give them a little piece of warmth and love. If you want to taste them, there's some way more effective ways. Wait till you hear about eating ass. I hate that it's kinda true. Besides that one smoker I dated years ago, kissing has never had a taste. Men of Reddit, what is something that other men do that makes you say yeah, they're gonna be single forever? Make overt sexual remarks, at inappropriate times, to people they do not know well enough off for that sort of banner. Think their flaws are forgivable while the flaws of others aren't. A dude I know who is kind of an incel, upon seeing any woman, feels the need to rate them out loud. I'm amazed he hasn't gotten pepper sprayed lol. Sending unsolicited dick pics is a good indicator. Loudly telling women how to be more desirable to men. Usually without provocation. Nothing. I've watched the absolute worst of the worst still find someone willing to tolerate them. I'll cross my fingers for the younger generations to draw that line. Not take responsibility and lacks any self-reflection. No one wants an incompetent man-child that thinks they are perfect and unwilling to grow change. Always looking for the perfect mate. Till at the height of the Berliner Luftbrücke, a plane landed in West Berlin every 30 seconds to supply the besieged city with food, coal and other necessities. An incredible feat of logistics that set the standard for every humanitarian relief effort that followed. Uncle Wiggly Wings passed away last year at 101. I learned about this at summer camp. Every year we had an event called the Berlin Airdrop. We should all go to a soccer field and a guy would fly over in like a crop duster or Cessna and drop candy for us. It was a ton of fun. I know a Lieutenant Col from the Army who participated in this for a long time flying CH-47s, and was actually in Berlin the night the wall has a chunk of the wall still, and a Russian soldier's hat he traded car was also stolen that night. It was found parked against the wall so people could climb over. Till What We Do in the Shadows had an enormous behind-the-scene joke, with the IT guy Stu, who's played by a real IT guy called Stu, was told he's needed for IT purposes on set, with his role in the script being kept secret from the entire cast and him repeatedly told every day to film a bit more. Not IT, but GIS. At least in the script he's a GIS analyst. One of my university professors showed this clip to us on day one, saying you'll spend more time trying to explain to people what GIS is than actually doing GIS work. That's interesting. Now leave me to do my dark bidding on the internet. We like Stu. Stu can stay, but you must go. He is the director's friend and also worked in some technical capacity on Thor Ragnarok. Louder. I work in IT. He is a virgin. One of the best lines among so many great lines of the movie. Jesus, this title. Is this the first sentence you've ever written? Our title goer. Till space stations smell like combinations of antiseptic, garbage, and body odor. I started thinking about this while watching Black Mirror's Beyond the Sea. Astronauts don't wash their clothes. They wear them until they literally cannot take the soil and smell anymore, and then they throw them, and they can't shower. They use rinse-less shampoo and wipe themselves down with sponges or cleaning cloths. No wonder it smells so terrible. I mean, it's not like they can just crack a window. Why no Vanillarama trees? Those things work wonders. Probably lot of farts, too. So a teenage boy's bedroom. Still that roughly 1/3 of Japan's population live in just the Tokyo metropolitan area. Tokyo is our neighborhoods with high-rises like Shibuya, Shinjuku, Ginza, etc. that would be major cities anywhere else in the. Then there is also this seemingly endless sea of low-rise, densely packed buildings. They just go on a massive public transportation network, and how crowded it is shows how enormous Tokyo actually misspelled Shibuya. Tokyo is truly mind-bogglingly large. If you superimposed it over the UK, it would literally stretch from the east to west. You're from the UK, just imagine that for a second. Traveling from Hull to Liverpool and never once leaving the urban area. Wait till you hear about Mongolia's population spread and density. Talking to a lawyer can cost you a lot of money. Not talking to a lawyer can cost you a lot of money. Somebody else talking to a lawyer can cost you a lot of money. Basically, if there's a lawyer in the scenario, and you're not the lawyer, you're probably getting fucked. Don't post a shower though, go to talk to a lawyer instead. What do you call a bus full of lawyers at the bottom of the ocean? So just make sure somebody else doesn't talk to a lawyer. Solved. Yeah, I needed a lawyer this week, and even though it will get expensive, not getting it will be more expensive. Yeah, it seems like the bar should mandate free consultations for people to remain in good standing. Would increase access to legal advice and hopefully make for a more legally literate population if people could get free advice or consultations now and again. The first thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers. The divorce settlement. The other day my buddy asked why I divorced my wife. I told him, one big reason was because she was way too loud in bed. He asked, was that such a problem that you needed to end things? I said, yeah, I could hear her from 2 houses away. I actually know a couple that did that to a convenience store after they were sold a gallon of bad milk and the store refused to make good on a replacement. They put shrimp everywhere in the store. It took them forever to finally find them all. I'm in the middle of a long and messy divorce and I've decided that suicide is the only way out. Now all I need to do is talk her into it. The paragraph break is your friend. This joke is older than I am, dude. But it's usually the woman who leaves and her ex-husband and his secretary who get stank out of home. FWFWFWFWFWFW re-funny joke. That is a bona fides classic. What do poor people have more of than the rich people per square foot living in their home? Reminds me of a riddle. Poor people have it. Rich people need it. If you eat it you die. Nothing. Dental problems. Food insecurity. Creditors calling them problems. Nothing. Bank account full of nothing. Stomach full of nothing. House full of nothing. Coupons. Fast food sauce packets. Per capita incarceration rate. Appreciation. Children. Typically more empathy or generosity. People who know what it's like to have nothing tend to give the most. Bad situations they're trapped in. Anxiety. The rich telling them to mind their station in life. Appreciation for the value of a dollar. Generosity. Poor people give far more money relative to their income to charity than rich people. And yet it is rich people whose names end up on the buildings. Bedbugs. What is something that an SO has done that made you go, fuck this, we're done? Gave me shit for skipping a minor league ball game with her family so I could go visit my grandfather in the hospital. It was the last time I saw him alive. Physically barricaded me in the bedroom and forced me to change into the exact outfit he wanted me to wear before we could go out to meet his friends. I put it on just so he would let me leave and then ran a couple blocks away while he was locking up and called an Uber to my friend's house. Called my daughter not hers a fucking bitch that ruined our relationship. Hard no from me. She started a fight with someone at my grand's funeral. Saw her sitting on the bed cleaning her meth pipe. Kids were in the next room. She struggled for a while and got clean. Then that friend came back and she got on this shit. I bounced with the kids and got full custody. No idea where she is now. What movie was meant to set up the next big franchise only for the first film to spectacularly fail? The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. All the movies based off teen sci-fi fantasy books that tried to cash in after Hunger Games. Mortal Engines, for example. Universal's Dark Universe. The first movie failed so miserably that they prefer to pretend it never existed. Master and Commander, which is sad. It's an incredible movie and they had plans to make several more. Box office wasn't good enough to support more. Its following started about 10 years too late. I Am Number 4, apparently that flopped pretty hard even though it made a good amount at the box office. Jumper. Could have been great. Upset by how bad it was. Live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender. Percy Jackson: The Lightning Thief. Bright. What show will you never skip intro on? Futurama. I just keep admiring all those little details. Duck. Gravity Falls. Bob's Burgers. In 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. Good Omens. House. Massive Attack. Teardrop opening is the nuts. Netflix's Dark. Musical notes. For Neither Ever, Nor Never. Goodbye. Musical note. King of the Hill. The Expanse. God damn, it's beautiful. Cheers. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Adventure Time. Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to very distant lands. With Jake the dog and Finn the human, the fun will never end. It's Adventure Time. Futurama.